What is up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to kind of be breaking down a little bit as to what is like a typical normalish day for me as a paramedic student currently. It's going to kind of be broken up a little bit just because of some certain recording and boundary issues, but we'll do my best to capture what I can. As always, thanks for stopping by, and let's get to it. What is up, guys? So my plan for a little bit was to do something like a day in the life of a medic student type of video, which unfortunately nowadays in the lovely COVID-ridden world pretty much become a day in the life of a medic student, where a lot of stuff is having to be done online and like Zoom and Blackboard platform, which is what we primarily use, mainly just because it's just unsafe to fit everyone in a small space right now, and they're trying to limit obviously that potential exposure as best as they can. Thankfully right now we are still able to do some of our like ride type stuff where we actually go and ride alongside a paramedic and usually another basic or another paramedic depending upon the department that you're running at. Mainly what that is doing is allowing us to get that really first-hand experience as to what it's like to be running emergent calls or transfers even on a truck at the paramedical level. So it also is really nice because you're able to kind of get that, teaching and first-hand experience somewhat. So, and then we also, as of right now, are still able to do some clinical stuff, which is really nice because that's just getting us more and more experience and exposure to kind of hone in some skills. So I'm going to get back to class right now as we're fixing to start main part of our lecture, and then I will be back with you guys after that. Alrighty, so back a little bit further on in the day, I am now fixing to go into my ER rotational clinical here at St. Elizabeth Hospital in O'Fallon, Illinois, which is one of the actually very good hospitals that we have here in the metro area. So very blessed that I'm able to kind of work with the nurses and doctors and kind of learn from their experience and everything with this stuff. Obviously I cannot record while I'm in the emergency room for obvious reasons. Hey guys, so it's obviously nighttime now, about 10-ish hours since the previous video that actually ended up getting interrupted because my wife ended up calling me back with something that I was waiting on, hence why I had to cut the video short and everything and actually pay attention to her and answer the call. And you can't go against the happy wife, happy life motto. But obviously I wasn't able to film while I was in there for my clinical, for privacy and legal reasons and safety reasons for both myself and for the hospital and everything, as well as the program. But it was a great clinical today. Like I said, it was about 9.5 to 10 hours, which is kind of normal for us at this point in the program. Was able to see some cool cases, some kind of normal ones, which are kind of nice just because it helps refresh certain things without you having to kind of get into that oh crap mode and try to figure out in a real rush what's going on. So it's kind of nice. I was also able to kind of rehone on some skills and everything, which is always good. So I'm going to go in a little bit more detail in a short video here in just a second, but just kind of wanted to give an update as to how the clinical and everything went in the ER today. So again, Thanks.
And it wouldn't be a video worth mentioning if I didn't say that it's nice to come home to these two after a fun day. Hi, Bubba. Hi. Hi. Hi, guys. Yep, I'll let you outside.
What is up, guys? So obviously the video today had some edits in and out kind of throughout it. One of the biggest reasons for that is basically because a lot of times with our clinical stuff, whether it be when we are riding on a truck, getting in our hours that way, or doing time, say, in the ER or certain departments in a hospital, such as the OR, cath lab, OB, what have you, we are just simply not able to record in those instances, unfortunately. So just kind of have to make do with what the best you can. But kind of a typical day for me, being a med student right now, still kind of in my first half of it. Usually on a school day, wake up anywhere between 6:30 and 7. A lot of times, depending upon when my dogs, as you saw earlier in the video, tend to want to wake my wife and I up as our primary alarm clock. But get up around that time. I'll usually have kind of a quickish breakfast, just because I'm having to get up, kind of get ready with my actual uniform and attire and such to get there on time. Granted, these last few weeks and until the end of 2020 are all going to be online, which is kind of nice, just because it prevents me from having to travel the roughly 40 minutes from my house to on campus where class was being taught. But yeah, so for right now, as you saw kind of earlier, we were doing kind of the Zoom online stuff, which everybody is mainly because they're going through and doing like a deep clean of the school facility and everything, just kind of hoping to get it ready for us come 2021 when that rolls around. But so I'll either get something kind of quick to eat, drive to campus where I have been, or now I'll kind of get something to eat, come downstairs to my computer room where I have all my stuff kind of set up, um, go through class lecture on there. Typically, right now, we've kind of already elapsed most of the lab and learning stuff hands on. So a lot of it right now is just kind of lecture and learning like the certain properties of everything, which is kind of nice. Uh, just because, like I said, we've already gotten through most of the hands-on stuff at this point with like your IVs and your intubations, and your hands-on assessment stuff. So I'll go through and do that. That usually lasts normally about 4 hours is kind of our time frame that we're in, like our lecture standpoint. And then it's kind of depending upon the day. Today, for example, I had my clinical kind of right after that at the ER. So I went and did that. We just have like kind of certain requirements as far as hours that we have to get in, both with riding on an ambulance and serving time in the emergency room. I call it kind of being free labor or doing your due diligence in the field of paramedicine, but each their own. So yeah, I got kind of around 10 hours in today with that. As you kind of saw, obviously, the difference between earlier when I was recording and whenever I got back to my car. Granted, it only takes till about 6 o'clock right now for full darkness to come upon the night sky. But so I'll either do that, and like tonight, I'm still going to try to get a quick little workout in just because my particular workout for today, thankfully, is just a 1 hour bike ride on the trainer. Says 1 hour bike ride on either the trainer or outside. Obviously, with it being nighttime and pouring down rain, I'm just going to go on the trainer for an hour. But usually I'll get my workout in either after I get home from class or on days like today, just whenever I get home. I'll do that, kind of grab something smallish to eat for dinner just to have kind of something in my stomach to hold me over.
and go to sleep. Um, on days that I don't have class, a lot of it is I'm either working as an EMT for my company out in the field, or I am riding on an ambulance. Because as mentioned, we have to do so many hours of that every month, really just to kind of hone in on our skills and patient assessments and everything, because that's where we're going to be working once we're done through paramedic school next November. Is we'll be out there on the trucks, you know, going and taking care of people in the outside world, where anything and everything can happen. And so they try to get us as much exposure to that, so that way, if and when the time comes, you have the oh my crap patient, you're not so freaked out, which is really, really helpful, especially right now. We're kind of under the guidance of somebody that's a lot more senior and experienced than what we are. So you kind of have them as like your fallback or your person to kind of ask questions with as you're going along with treating your patient out there. So it's kind of a typical day. I know it's kind of boring. I know it's kind of broken up a little bit. Like I said, fortunately, just we're not able to record a whole bunch, mainly due to patient privacy reasons and mainly due to safety risks and stuff. Like whenever we're riding on a truck, they don't want us going and recording a whole bunch of stuff when your job there is to learn and to be proactive in taking care of patients, not sitting there with my phone in my hand taking a bunch of video. So I will try to do one a little bit later on down the line, just because, like I said, right now I'm about coming up on the halfway mark of the paramedic program. So my plan is to kind of do one a little bit further down the line, kind of right near the end, just to kind of give a little bit of an update as to how things are going. Right now, feeling good. Still able to get in the workouts that I need for the half Ironman and everything, so it's not faulted that. Sleep has kind of been a little bit of a fun issue, but I mean it's part of working in EMS, is you just get learned to be comfortable not having a full 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. It's just kind of the way of the lifestyle sometimes. But again, thank you for watching this. I overly appreciate it. If you have any questions whatsoever about how to become a paramedic, or any questions about what like school and work and life balance is kind of all like, please feel free to shoot me a message or leave a comment below, and I will definitely get back to you. If you have any types of questions that you would like to see answered in future videos, again, please also leave them below. As always, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stuff to come. Thanks, guys.